Listen to this. It's amazing. The health benefits of Aki. I give thanks for whoever it was that sent me this information. I have no idea who it was. But it is worth hearing. The health benefits of Aki. Aki, and the botanical name is Plechaia sapida. It is a member of the soapberry family. It is the close relative of Logan and lychee. Aki is native to Guyana and West Africa, but now is cultivated largely in Jamaica, where it is considered as a national fruit. When unripe, Aki fruit looks like a watery rose apple fruit, and the seams are still closed. The Aki tree is a beautiful tree, so it's widely used as ornamental plants in Caribbean countries. Only in Jamaica it is used as a staple food. Aki trees only produce fruits 2 times a year. The tree is native to West Africa and probably was brought to the Caribbean on slave ships. The outside flesh is mixed with yellow and red. When ripe, the color will turn into bright red and the seams split open, exposing the seeds and cream-colored pulp. The Aki fruit is considered safe to eat when it's ripe and the seams open itself naturally. But the unripe fruit is very poisonous. The fruit weighs 100 to 200 grams. Aki fruit can be eaten raw or cooked. Aki can be cooked like any vegetable. It is often cooked into a meal of Aki and salt fish, a Jamaican dish consisting of Aki and salted cod. When cooked with the salted cod, the Aki fruit will taste like scrambled eggs. Aki is a good source of fat, protein, vitamins, and minerals. Contrary to popular beliefs, long time ago, the fats contained in Aki fruit are healthy fats. There is no cholesterol nor saturated fatty acids in Aki fruit. Here is the nutritional value of 100 grams of Aki pulp. Component amount: 100 grams calories 151, carbohydrates 0.8 grams, protein 2.9 grams, fat 15.2 grams, total dietary fiber 107 grams, zinc 7 milligrams, sodium 240 milligrams, potassium 270, calcium 35 to 83 milligrams, iron 5 milligrams, phosphorus 98 milligrams, niacin, VHB3 1.1 or 3.9 milligrams, thiamine 0.3 milligrams, riboflavin, which is vitamin B2, 0.07 milligrams, Aki fruit contains folic acid, 40 milligrams, ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, 30 milligrams. Meanwhile, daily value is based on a 2,000 calorie diet. You may need more or less calories according to your age, gender, health status, and your daily activities. Let's look at the uses of Aki fruit. Jamaican people believe that Aki fruit is both a blessing and a curse at the same time. The ripe fruit are very nutritious and are used for traditional medicine and staple foods, while the unripe ones, the overripe ones, along with all the outer flesh and the seeds, are poisonous. Now, most people don't know that the overripe Aki is also poisonous, you know. And, for years I wonder why tourists came to Jamaica and eat Aki and got poisoned. I mean, who's going to poison a tourist? But now I realize that overripe Aki will not poison an African person, but it will poison a European person. Think about that. As mentioned above, Aki fruits are packed with nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that can help many health problems. Aki is packed with many dietary tools that make it useful for a number of health conditions. Let's take a closer look at the health benefits of Aki. Well, it controls high blood pressure. People who have hypertension should increase their intake of potassium. Aki fruit contains 270 milligrams of potassium. So it is good to add Aki fruit into your diet. High potassium level in the blood will dilate blood vessels, making it easier for heart to pump blood through the body. When the heart doesn't need extra pressure to pump blood, the arterial blood pressure would be lower. Chronic hypertension is known to damage blood vessels. It is one of the risk factors of arteriosclerosis too, which can lead to heart attack and stroke. Well, Aki is also a good source of vegetable protein. Protein is needed for body cells regeneration and muscles to work, especially during workouts. A diet high in proteins can help weight loss because proteins are more difficult to digest. Thus, the body needs to take energy from fat tissues to digest proteins. This process makes us feel full for a longer time. For vegetarians, this is a good help since they can add their protein intake from a delicious fruit of Aki. And it promotes healthy digestive system too. Aki fruit contains plenty of fibers. These fibers help us to go to the toilet regularly. So it prevents constipation. Fibers also induce peristaltic motion in the intestines to help make the food move along and prevent bloating, cramping, constipation, and other inflammations in the colon. Now, it strengthens your bones too because Aki fruit contains plenty of calcium, phosphorus, and zinc, which are needed to avoid bone demineralization and bone loss. Dietary intake of these essential minerals can prevent osteoporosis. Aki boosts the immune system too because Aki fruit contains vitamin C and zinc, which plays an important role in our immune system. Vitamin C and zinc help our body to fight off colds and viruses. This is why South American and African people use Aki fruit to treat cold, flu, and fever. Consuming Aki fruit during cold and flu will reduce the risk of further complications such as pneumonia and bronchitis. To treat fever in a child, the child is bathed with a water decoction of pounded Aki leaves. Well, it's a good treatment for anemia too. Aki fruit is high in iron and also contains folic acid, two substances needed to produce healthy red blood cells. The vitamin C contained in this fruit is a big bonus because vitamin C helps absorption of iron in the intestines. It means when we consume Aki fruit, we consume iron, folic acid, and vitamin C at the same time. It sounds like a healthy combo to me. Hey, Aki promotes a healthy heart. Aki fruit have good effect for hypertension, but not only that, Aki fruit also contains unsaturated fatty acid. Now, unsaturated fatty acid is needed by our body cells to function well. Unsaturated fatty acid also lower cholesterol level, thus protect us from arteriosclerosis. As we already know, atherosclerosis can lead to various problems such as heart attacks, coronary heart disease, and stroke. You know, Aki prevent muscle cramps too, because muscular cramps can be caused by electrolyte imbalance and dehydration, especially after workouts or on hot days. Sodium and potassium contained in Aki fruit plays an important role in electrolyte balance. Moreover, sodium is needed for muscle contraction, while potassium is needed for muscle relaxation. Consuming Aki fruit can help in restoring electrolyte balance, but we should drink plenty of water to prevent dehydration. Well, it controls your blood sugar level too, because Aki fruit is rich in complex carbohydrates, which are needed to produce energy and help to normalize our blood sugar level. Aki fruit is also high in fiber. Fiber helps for reducing sugar absorption in our intestines, thus maintaining a normal blood sugar level. Now, it's good for the treatment of skin infections too, because African people use Aki leaves to treat ulcers and abscesses. The leaves are pounded and mixed with salt. Then the mixture is put on the affected area. To get rid of cutaneous larvae migrants, a shower or bath is taken with decoction of Aki leaves and bark. And there's a treatment of edema too. Pounded leaves and bark are put on the skin of the edematous area. This traditional medicine works best for intercostal edema. Antiparasites. In Brazil, a small dose of aqueous extract of Aki seeds is administered to get rid of intestinal parasites. It has to be administered every day for at least 3 days. To treat head lice, the outer flesh of the fruit is burned and the ashes used to wash the hair. Treatment of venomous bites. Snake bites, scorpion bites, etc. In Africa, pounded bark from the Aki tree is used as an antidote to snake bites, centipede stings, and scorpion bites. The pounded leaves are also put on the bitten area to prevent abscesses. Now, how do you consume Aki? Well, as most of us already know, the ripe fruit can be consumed fresh or cooked. The fresh pulp from fully ripe Aki fruit, that is. The fresh pulp has many flavors, and the cooked one has a texture of scrambled eggs. The best way to cook the pulp is by parboil it in salted water or milk. Then fry it lightly in butter, just like scrambled eggs. After parboiling, the pulp can also be added to curry, meat stew, and other dishes. Even with the canned pulp, pre-boiling is a must, since we don't know any process that has happened to the pulps. Caution of Aki fruit. Unripe Aki fruits are very unripe, which is young, Aki fruits are very poisonous. Since 1970, the USA banned the imports of most Aki products. The USA just recently started to allow the import of canned ripe Aki with limited numbers. Never force an unripe Aki with sharp objects, since the fruit will split open naturally when it's ripe and ready to eat. Also, pay attention to the color of the outer flesh. Skin. The fully ripe ones have bright red color. Never eat the outer flesh, since it's very poisonous. The poisoning symptoms can vary from vomiting, convulsion of the body, and death. It is probably still difficult to find fresh Aki fruit outside the Caribbean countries and West Africa, so the most Europeans can get is the canned Aki in cans. Those of you who travel to Jamaica should waste no time in consuming the fresh Aki fruit. It is truly a nice experience, but beware of the seeds, the unripe or the overripe Aki, since they are poisonous, especially for Europeans.